Hello again and welcome to another Warhammer 40k 8th edition Imperial Guard leaks video. Today we shall be continuing to look at some of the heavy support options available to the Hammer of the Emperor. And today we'll be looking at the Hydra, and the Wyvern. So let's have a quick drink before we get going. Iron Brew, the best drink in the world. So the Hydra and the Wyvern are two very interesting vehicles because they could not be further apart in terms of usefulness in 7th edition. In 7th edition, the Hydra was rarely seen on the battlefield, mostly taken for sort of fluffy purposes or as a tax unit in the steel host formation. And the reason for this was because it was just not very good. It was meant to be an anti-air tank, but it actually struggled with many anti-air units. Simply because things like the Storm Raven, which had a toughness value of 8, it just didn't seem to be able to put enough damage onto it, and it had no way of ignoring Jink, it had no way of intercepting, and it was on a pretty fragile platform. Those of you who have watched the Blood and Shadows campaign, there's a video in that where I take a Hydra to try and counter the Angel's Spear, my brother's Storm Raven, and the Storm Raven it comes in, it takes a burst of a Hydra fire and shrugs it off, and then just comes in and blows the Hydra up. So not a great tank in 7th edition. The Wyvern, on the other hand, is hailed as being the best thing since the Emperor invented sliced bread for the Imperial Guard. Rarely would you see a Imperial Guard list which had vehicles in it not spamming 2, 3, maybe more of these things. Solid go-to heavy support choice would be a pair of Wyverns just chilling out together, because they were absolutely fantastic. They put down 4 templates. They were twin links. They were accurate. They had shred. They ignored cover. They did absolutely everything. They were your go-to unit for just rooting out infantry in cover, and thanks to the amount of wounds that they could lay down, they generally were pretty good at hunting Marines and other targets, other infantry. So yeah, two completely opposite vehicles, one never used, one always used. And how has that changed in 8th edition? Well, I can tell you now, guys, that the Wyvern is stayed very good, and the Hydra has been brought up a level, which is fantastic. So we're really starting to see, I said in the last episode we'd seen some of the worst units already, and even they weren't that bad, they were just a bit average. Well, now we're really starting to see how some of the other units have really been brought up a level. Let's take a look at the Hydra. So the Hydra's pretty durable, about as durable as a Basilisk. Very similar stats, movement 12, Ballistic skill 4+, strength 6, toughness 6, wounds 11, a 3+ save. So a nice save on that vehicle, and that's one thing we can say for nearly all Imperial Guard vehicles, that they have a 3+ save or better, which is really, really good. It means that a lot of Imperial Guard vehicles are really durable, which is just good. That's what we want. We want our tanks to be durable. So we already... the Hydra comes with quad autocannon and a heavy bolter. Now, the quad autocannon of the Hydra, I'm just having a look through it now on the points. I feel like I'm being stupid that I can't see it. Maybe we actually have to pay for 4 autocannons, which, if that's the case, is going to be pretty insane. Nope. No, good. I found it, guys. The quad autocannon comes for the low price of 3. There's no points. So what you pay is for your Hydra, and the Hydra costs 115 points. So it has had a bit of a price increase, but then you pay 8 points for your heavy bolter, so you're paying 123 points for a Hydra. So it has gone up in points significantly. Let's not forget that, but it has become a lot more durable. Now, let's take a look at the Hydra quad autocannon. It's got a 72-inch range, which is fantastic. It is heavy 8, which is brilliant, because I think a lot of people were worried that, well, if the Exterminator autocannon didn't get double the shots. Why with the Hydra? But no, the Hydra has been given double the shots. It's strength 7, AP -1, 2 damage. Now, it has, if you're shooting at a target that can fly, now it says specifically all hit rolls made for this weapon against targets that can fly. Not that are flying, but can fly. It's really important. I'll come back to that in a second. You add +1 to hit rolls. Any other targets, you have -1. So the Hydra has been buffed because against any flying units it now hits on a 3+, and against any, whereas before it hit on a 4+ in 7th edition, and against any ground targets it hits on a 5+, whereas before it hit on a 6+. So the Hydra will be hitting more often all the time. Now the most interesting thing here is that can fly rule, guys, because there are so many units out there which can fly. Every single Tau battlesuit can fly. Drones, every single Tau drone can fly. Assault marines can fly. See what I'm saying here? I think like nearly all skimmers and stuff like that can fly. Maybe not. Maybe I'm exaggerating there. But the Hydra is essentially tailor-made to bring the pain to Tau battlesuits. Because the Tau battlesuit, you'll be hitting on 3+ against it. So with 8 shots, you'll be hitting with about 5 or 6. You'll be wounding on 3s, which means you'll be doing 4 wounds. They're only going to save half of those, so you're going to get 2 wounds through. That equals 2 dead battlesuits, because each Hydra shot does 2 damage. That's pretty good. Basically, against most enemy targets, you're going to be able to smash down 2 to 4 models. You're going to get 2 kills or 4 wounds. You're going to get 4 damage a turn using a Hydra. That's pretty, that's solid. That's the majority of hull points ripped off most, flying, small flyers. That's overall just a really powerful bit of damage. I mean, that's like the quarter of a health taken from a, roughly, is it quarter or a third health taken from the Storm Raven? That's pretty powerful. So, the Hydra is expensive, but it is pretty good. It's not amazing, Xbox huge, fucking awesome, but it's solid now. This is what I was again saying a few episodes ago, and I've been trying to say throughout the whole sort of reviews of these leaks, which is everything in the Imperial Guard army is now okay to good. There's nothing terrible. Like the Hydra, previously, if you took a Hydra in 5 out of 6 games, it would be just useless. Now, in every single game, it's going to be good. Even if it's hitting on 5s, it's still going to put out a lot of DACA. Most enemy forces come with some kind of jump infantry, some kind of unit that can fly, and the Hydra, you only need one Hydra, and it covers your bases. It's really solid. It's really, until it's below 3 wounds, it's going to be performing better than it did in 7th edition. So there's a reason why it's got that price hike, guys. Now let's move on to the Wyvern, because this is the one that I bet a lot of you are really excited about. So the Wyvern costs standard 85 points. So you have to pay for your heavy bolter, which means you're paying 93 points for a Wyvern now. So they are a lot more expensive. Can't deny that. They are a lot more expensive. But this quad Storm Shard Mortar is free again. So that's good. It's 93 points for a Wyvern. Now the Wyvern Storm Shard Mortar is pretty similar to how it was last time, guys. So it's heavy, 4d6, strength 4, AP nothing, damage 1. The target, the way this weapon can target units that it's not visible. You can reroll fail to wound rolls for this weapon. So it has lost its ability to ignore cover, but it has retained its ability to shred. And it now, on average, is going to be generating 12 hits, which is pretty good, I believe. If you get 4 on each dice, sorry, my mistake, if you get 4 on each dice, which is the average, you'll get 16 shots. You're going to get 8 hits on average with a Wyvern. I believe that's probably more than what you've got when using it in 7th edition. I think in 7th edition you've probably got 1 to 2 max hits per template, and some of them scattered off. So I would say the Wyvern is, it's probably, it hasn't got any worse. It's still a solid choice. It is a bit more expensive, but that's because it's a bit more durable. It's got a 3+ save, it's got 11 wounds, it's toughness 6. And, you know, both the Hydra and the Wyverns come with smoke launcher for free, and they come in vehicle squadrons, so we can still spam the ever-living shit out of them. Yeah, just overall, the Hydra and the Wyverns are both solid units. They're not absolutely balls to the wall amazing, but they are still really good and really powerful. And one thing you've got to take into account is this. You can buy a Chimera for the same price that you can buy a Wyvern. Now, one of them on average is going to get, what was it, 16 shots? The other one puts out a solid 6 shots. That's it. So when you think about it, the Wyvern and the Chimera still cost the same amount of points as each other. And the Wyvern is still a fantastic gun platform. Yes, it's had a bit of a nerf, but I think we were all expecting it to get a bit of a nerf because it was so good before. So yeah, overall, both of these units are definitely ones to consider for your army list. Even Hydras now. Even Hydras. So, what do you guys think? The main one I'm really interested in is your guys' opinion on the Wyvern, because I actually used them fairly sparingly. I probably only used them sort of 10 battles in all of sort of 6th and 7th edition. I didn't use, because I didn't have the models for them. I had a Griffin, which I often proxied as a Wyvern, and I've got a couple of sawn off Basilisks where the barrels have come off. But overall, I didn't use Wyverns a lot. When I did use them, I was always really impressed by them. And I know a lot of you players out there, you guard players out there, you loved your Wyverns. And I want to get your opinion on it, because from an outsider's perspective, it looks solid. It looks like it's still going to be able to do its job. But I'd really love to hear your guys' opinion on it. Do you think it's better? Do you think it's worse? Or do you think it's pretty much the same? So thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.